and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift Worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift Worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift Worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since, and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. While we're getting everything ready, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Live YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun and also Twitter at filmmyrun, and the website is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, don't forget to drop me a ride on and watch me do all the hard work. Right, Victoria's already took offence to the fact that I've claimed the Maltesers for myself. I am not running with you guys today, although I kind of am running. I'm pretend running. My avatar is running, but I am not, and I will be sure to delete the run so it doesn't go onto my my stats. But yeah, I am not running. I have a race tomorrow morning, so Victoria is stepping in and doing the running for me. Victoria is going at 9 kilometers an hour if you want to join her, but obviously feel free to run at your own speed. I recommend not going too fast though. This isn't a race, and it's not a cardio session necessarily. It's building that aerobic strength, that aerobic base fitness. It is building that endurance and stamina. So that's what we want to do. Good evening, Stephen, says Will B. Good evening, Stephen and Victoria. At least you know Victoria will be moving tonight. Yes, exactly. Yeah, Victoria will be moving tonight. I will be going very slowly. but actually not at all. I am just standing here. As you can see, hello. I'm just standing here watching and chatting to you guys. So I am free to answer any questions. I may nip inside and get myself more coffee or food whilst you guys run. I'll give the microphone to Victoria. But feel free to message me. I'm watching Facebook and YouTube and Twitch chat. So if you're watching on any of those channels and if you want to have a conversation, then please do so. So let me just explain to Victoria how to get the fan working. Hopefully that'll start working in a sec. Is that working now? Yeah, good. Okay, right. Hello. Now mix 2 button, Victoria. That'll change it from me to you. Oh no, you need to go back again and again. Oh no, is that mix 2? That didn't work. But mix 3. Try mix 3. No. Still not working. Oh well, you've just got me there. Who's asking about me drinking coffee? Marcus. I've got coffee here, Marcus. Coffee? No. I'm used to. If I'm tired, I'll fall asleep regardless of how much caffeine I've got inside me. Whereas Victoria can't have coffee after about 6 o'clock in the evening or something. Oh, after about 10 o'clock in the morning, she can't have coffee. Caffeine. She can have decaf coffee. So this is our Paris Marathon training session. Building stamina and endurance over a long-ish run. We're up to about 1 hour, 20 minutes now. So 1 hour, 20 minutes of running. If I'm not running, I am standing here, but my avatar is kind of running. Will B just says press all the buttons, Victoria. One of them's bound to work. Right, Marcus can't drink caffeine after 3 p.m. Okay, fair enough. I remember years ago I was playing a gig with a band, and I had about 7 Red Bulls, and I was absolutely wired. But I still was so tired after the gig with my band that I just completely fell asleep with no problem at all. So I've always kind of not really worried too much about caffeine later. Right, Paul Haywood can't drink caffeine after 11 a.m. But 12 o'clock on a Saturday. I guess that's because you get so drunk on a Saturday evening, Paul, that it doesn't matter. You can just fall asleep. So here's my coffee. Yeah, Victoria has a penchant for Red Bush tea. She enjoys a lot. I'm not that bothered about Red Bush. Naturally decaffeinated. Naturally caffeine free. Is that? Am I a napper? Yes, I do nap. Yeah, I do. Like just now, for example, just before this, I fell asleep on the sofa for about 10 minutes while Victoria, much to my wife's chagrin, whilst Victoria was doing her run earlier. Victoria wanted to do the stage 8 run, so she did 4.7 kilometers, and while she was doing that I fell asleep. Victoria thought she was doing it last night, but she was just stood still on the start line. Daniel says good evening. Hello Daniel, DIY Tech Repairs over in Sweden. Oh look at Victoria's running. Oh no, she's doing a zip up. I thought you had a really weird running style then. Right, you can see Victoria's at 9 kilometers per hour, 0% incline. That's our overhead view of Victoria on the Noble Pro, not the Noble Pro, on the MyRun treadmill today, with her blue bottle of water. And you can see the Maltesers. The Maltesers to eat. Although Victoria is adamant that they're hers. It's all right. I've already had loads of them. So the long run is around Paris again, the Paris course. So we should get round this course 2 or 3 times in the course of this run. 9 kilometres an hour. So we're going to do about 12 or 13 kilometres by the end of the run. Right, Victoria, try that button again. Mix 2. Give it a good press. Oh. Try the third button along. Ah, that's the one. Okay, right. So you've got we've got 3 buttons along the top there. Mix 1, mix 2, and mix 3. No, mix 2, mix 3, and mix 4. Yeah. So. Oh, in America, Maltesers are called malt balls. Interesting. Horlicks? Right, Marcus, do you have Horlicks in the States? Like a malted milk drink called Horlicks. Yes, so Daniel, I've noticed that the race that the name beginning with K is part of UTMB. I have seen that. Yeah, so it is even higher on our list now, Daniel, to come to Sweden and do that race. I've noticed it is part of the UTMB series now, so that's amazing. Yes, I will come and do it. Just when is the question. We are very keen. We are very keen to come and do as many races as possible in different parts of the world now, rather than doing the same race over and over again. Right. Victoria wants to make sure that she gets a screen, a microphone and a van before we book any more races. I can't say that's going to happen, but, you know. Malted milk shakes, okay. Yeah, so our malted milk drink, Horlicks, that's a hot drink. So it's like an evening drink to send you off to sleep in the evenings. We wouldn't have it. I don't think we'd have it as a milkshake, would we? You wouldn't have it cold. You'd have it hot. Hello, Leo. Leo's with us. Well, yeah, so about 12 years ago when we got married. 12? No, 10 years ago when we got married. We had our wedding night at a 5-star hotel. And you would expect that a 5-star hotel could supply anything you want. So we phoned down to reception or to room service and we ordered Horlicks. We ordered Horlicks. We asked for Horlicks. They didn't have a clue what it was. No idea. But it's like it's an institution of British beverages. But they didn't know. But of course, these hotels these days, not that there's anything wrong with it, but these hotels are staffed by Europeans now. So like people coming from all sorts of different parts of the world. So it's not surprising they had no idea what Horlicks was. And in fact, they may have had some deep in the depths of the store cupboards. But none of the staff knew what Horlicks was. And they didn't even go out to the shops to buy any for us. How rude is that? Alright, I'm just going to do something because I noticed that one of my scenes there doesn't have the camera attached to it. So let me just go and fix that little error. Well, you know, I was playing with the cameras a few days ago and is kind of sorting out this new thing. So I hadn't changed all of the angles. I've got it now, but now that's stuck there. Oh. Right. Go on. Go away. There we go. Okay, good. So when the contact details scene is displayed, there was no camera, that one there. It was just a black screen. And now there's a double up of me. Press that Mix 2 button again, Victoria. There we go. Rob Harrison says it's good to see Victoria's avatar is moving this evening. Yeah, well, she is. She's on the My Run treadmill. So at least, yeah, she's definitely moving. Only 70 minutes. Right, I should do some in-game messaging, shouldn't I? Leo says, just purchased a Revitive Medic Coach Circulation Booster Board. God, that's a long name. What the heck is one of those? I'm hoping for good things with it, and my bike is due Tuesday. Happy days. Wow. So, a Revitive Medic Coach Circulation Booster Board. Wow. It'd be interesting to see what that actually does. I'm imagining it's, you know, those like leg things you put over your legs and you pump it up and it gets rid of all the deoxygenated blood from your legs and pumps it full of new oxygenated blood. Is it something like that? Marcus says, how long is your race tomorrow? 28 miles. So it's called the Dark Star River Marathon, but it's just a little bit more than a marathon. It's 28 miles. I've done it twice before. It's basically along the banks of a river. So some years it can be very, very muddy indeed. Hopefully this year it's a little bit drier. So I'm going to try and get under 4 hours. But there's no guarantees, because it is also due to be very windy tomorrow. Yeah, we ran outside yesterday and it wasn't terribly muddy, but it was just sticky. Paul Hayward says, I don't know what that is, but I think I need one. That's what Leo Lochran says he's bought. This Revitive Medic Coach Circulation Booster Board. Oh, Marcus likes our pretend plant. That it isn't really a plant. We've only got one plant in here. No, we've got one plant in here. Over in the corner there. No, there's not one in each corner. Thank you, Amy. There's the overhead shot of Victoria again. Oh yeah, Victoria's wearing her free Paris Marathon Expo t-shirt. Is it a Salomon t-shirt? So we're running up the Rue de Rivoli at the moment, or Victoria is anyway. She's got John Farrell and John Heaton for company, and Paul Hayward. Esparza is there as well, and Yoko is just a little bit behind, and Nikki is about 20 seconds behind. Hello, guys. Marcus Holmes is about 3 minutes up ahead. And JB is running just up ahead of Victoria as well. Well, with us, with Victoria. That should read, this session should be done in zone 2 of your heart rate, not zone 2 off your heart rate. Okay, Leo says the thing that he's got uses OxyWave technology and it helps with swelling and cramp and poor circulation in the legs. He says it's on his Facebook. Okay, we'll have a look on your Facebook. Darren Smith says the voice of Zwift is dressed in all black, feeling the Undertaker role, are we? Well, Victoria's dressed in all black as well. I'm just cold, Darren. We've got the door open because Victoria needs the door open for air circulation for her run. But when you're not running, as I discovered the other day when I was out on the coast path in the southwest, exposed on the cliffs of Cornwall. Even if you're running, you're quite warm. When you're standing still, you're absolutely freezing cold. Marcus is mostly zone 2, which is good. Yeah, Victoria says she's tired, but she's currently in zone 1. Which is very good indeed. Yeah, you're 114 beats per minute in the blue zone, which is zone 1. So let's see how long Victoria can stay there. We're expecting to do around 13 kilometres at 9 kph. So let's see if Victoria's heart rate starts to creep up gradually as the run goes on. Leo says, are you running tomorrow? Not on Zwift, Leo. I'll be running... I'm running my trail marathon tomorrow on the banks of the River Ada, the Dark Star River Marathon tomorrow. So we're not looking to get tired, overly tired during this run. It should be done at conversational pace. Who's that saying? Don't ask my. Amy says, "Don't ask my heart rate." Yeah, but we all know your Wahoo ticker is not that great, is it? Is it your heart rate monitor needs replacing, doesn't it, Amy? Yeah, but you're wearing your watch on the underside of your wrist, so it is. I would say that's pretty decent, pretty accurate. Clive says, good luck for tomorrow, Stephen. Thank you very much. And Leo says, all the best for tomorrow. Thank you. Yeah, I just, I'm going to try and go at a fair clip, but I'm not going to break my neck. And if the conditions are really bad, then I'm just going to chill out and do it as an easy training run. But I'll start out with the intention of going under 4 hours. Under 4 hours in previous years has been good enough for a top 10 finish. So we'll see what happens. In fact, 1 year I did 4 hours and 3 minutes and I was 9th. So we'll see what happens. It does depend who turns up. I know that Dan is turning up tomorrow, so he's going to win, clearly. Yeah, I mean, it obviously depends who turns up and how fast they go and whether anyone drops out. You just don't know what's going to happen in these races. Oh, there's a horrible close-up of somebody not running. Who? That's better. There's a horrible close-up of somebody who is running. It's not horrible. Amy, you should definitely get yourself, because you run on the treadmill so much, I reckon you should get yourself a decent heart rate monitor. So get yourself a Garmin HRM Pro. They're expensive. The yellow one. They are expensive, but it's worth it, I think, for decent heart rate. Right, Clive says I need a shave. Yeah, Victoria's told me already I need a shave. I know. I'm sorry, I look a wreck. Dishevelled wreck. Right, we're 20 minutes in, only less than an hour to go now on our long run. Ah, Amy. She's saying it's her birthday next month. Are you asking us to buy you a heart rate monitor for your birthday? Is that what you're saying? Oh, I could put my Zwift cap on. There you go. Look, I'm all Zwifted up. Leo says, my shins are not the best. I held off running Friday. Seem to struggle when I do lots of speed. So I think back to the drawing board. Start strength training. Hope to be back running again soon. Yeah, but you did a speedy track session the other day, didn't you, Leo? Yeah, you've got to do some slower sessions, Leo. Right, yeah, Leo. John Farrell's suggesting that if I have a shave, I'll be faster tomorrow. Yeah, because I'll be more kind of streamlined. The wind won't get caught in my beard. So, I'll like a swimmer who shaves their body, I will fly through the air. Oh, apparently, right. Okay, Victoria says, if I have a shave, I'll look younger, so therefore I'll feel younger, so that I'll feel faster, speedier, because I'm younger. Is that how these things work, is it? Right, Marcus has noticed your earrings flopping around. He says, as somebody who doesn't wear earrings, it's hard for me to imagine running with those things flopping around. Do they hurt? Right, Victoria can't feel them flopping around. She says they don't hurt. Oh, but she can secure them with her headband. So, I don't know if does that make you feel any better, Marcus, if they're secured underneath Victoria's headband? You could fold them up. Would that? Okay. Right, Victoria's heart rate is 116. Victoria's already done stage 8 Tour de Zwift today, and she did that in zone 1. So she's getting fitter because, this is comfortable running for Victoria. But she does feel tired, she says, this week. Right, Marcus says he's now feeling a lot more relaxed with the earrings tucked away there. Leo says, is my friend Victoria not running outdoors tomorrow? No, she's not. Day off tomorrow. She's having a rest day tomorrow. She wanted to get 2 runs done today so she could have tomorrow off. She's done her weekly mileage as set up by my training plan, Coach Cousins' training plan. So she's done that. She's done all that's been required of her this week. Although she has to set it up further. Oh yeah, she didn't do parkrun this morning. She should have gone to parkrun this morning. John Farrell's on his 3rd run of the day. Yeah, this should be Victoria's 3rd run of the day, but we didn't get up in time for parkrun this morning. But yeah, so next week we step it up a little bit more, so a few more miles for Victoria next week as we build up to the Paris Marathon. Still a few weeks of training to go, so we're still quite away from the full big mileage weeks, where Victoria's going to do 100k for a couple of weeks and a couple of big long runs of almost marathon distance for 2 weeks, just to really bed in that stamina and endurance for that long distance, so that when she comes to do the marathon, doing 42 kilometers is comfortable, and she can try and push it a bit harder. It's always, and it's a psychological thing as well. If you do 42k in training, you can do 42k. It's not a problem to do 42k. It's just, can you do it a little bit faster? Whereas if you've never done 42k in training, then not only are you trying to run faster, but you're trying to run a distance that you've never achieved before. So always good, I think, to try and run. A lot of these marathon training programs, they only go up to 20 miles in training. Can you press mix 2, please, again? And that's fine, but I just think the psychological edge it gives you if you run up to 42k once or twice. Tina says, I feel tired just listening to all this. Oh yeah, and also Paris needs to be a comfortable run for Victoria because she is doing her first 50-miler the week after. Amy says, my longest run before a marathon was 22 miles. And that's pretty standard, isn't it, for most marathon training plans? This is just me being pernickety, I think. I don't see an issue. A lot of people say running 26 miles before you do your marathon is too long, and you'll tire out your body and you'll knacker your muscles. But I don't think that's the case, and Victoria will do them very slowly in zones 1 and 2, so it's not going to be, and they'll be on trails, so it's not going to be flat running, and it'll just build up that base aerobic fitness, that stamina and endurance, so that when she gets to the marathon itself, she can keep going. Will B is the same. The marathon plans he's done only go to 22 miles. Yeah, that's nothing weird, guys. That 20 to 22 miles is standard for a marathon training plan. This marathon training plan I've written for Victoria is just slightly more intense. So it's big mileage. For the time that she's going for, which is 4 hours, 100k a week is probably quite big mileage. And also doing marathon distance for your long run is not really a usual thing to do, but it needs to be comfortable for Victoria, and also she's got this 50-miler the week after. Tina says, I do like to run the race distance beforehand. It gets it right in my head. Amy, when she did her 22-miler for her marathon, she says, my husband cycled alongside me. That's a nice idea. Just keeps you motivated and keeps you going. Did I? Oh yeah, we ran to Brighton and back together, didn't we? Leo says, have I ever worn the Carbon X Bondies, the Hoka Carbon X Bondies? No. I was going to try them at the Paris Marathon Expo, but I didn't bother in the end. Does anybody else know what they're like? Leo is asking, are they worth the money? I have to say, I've heard reports that they are not very good at all. A lot of people have said the Bondi is possibly the worst shoe they've run in. So that's what I've heard. But Taggart Van Etten trains in the Bondies and he likes them. So there we go. Oh yeah, is there a difference then? Are there carbon-plated Bondies and non-carbon-plated Bondies? Okay. Right, I don't know then. Might be different. Can you press mix 2 again? Thank you. Because I'm not running, I feel awkward when I'm on camera. I'd much prefer Victoria to be on camera than me, which is why I keep asking Victoria to change the camera so it focuses on her rather than me. If I was running, it would be fine. but I much prefer... I am self-conscious if I'm just standing here. Yeah. Theo Heldorn says, I can't join today's run because I did a 42k trail run this afternoon. So, well done, Theo. Good, yeah. That's what we like. Good, solid, long training run. So we're half an hour in, 50 minutes to go. And we're up to not far off 5k now for Victoria. And the gang, John Farrell, Paul Hayward, JB, John Heaton, Yoko, Esposa. Marcus Holmes is still up ahead. Amy, are you running? Is Amy running? Yeah, Amy's running as well with us somewhere. Oh, Amy's ahead apparently. Right, Paul Hayward says, which Hoka shoe would you recommend for easy outdoor running? Well, are you talking about trail running or road running? So for road running, in terms of a Hoka shoe, I use the Cliftons. I have Clifton 7s, but we're up to the Clifton 8 now. For trail running, no, Victoria didn't get on with the Hoka Clifton 8s. What road shoe have you got for outdoors, Victoria? Yeah. New Balance 1080s. Okay. So Victoria for outdoor road running uses the New Balance 1080s, version 10, and I use the Clifton 7s. For trail running, Victoria uses New Balance. She's just got some New Balance trail shoes actually. Alright, so Victoria prefers the Hoka Evo Speed Goats, and I've used Hoka Evo Speed Goats as well, but I've also recently used my Hoka Torrents quite a lot. Right, Leo's going off to watch the boxing. He says, have fun, enjoy yourself, both of you. Trail shoe for Leo is the Speedgoat 4, and road shoe is the Carbon X2 all day. Nice one, Leo. See you soon. And yeah, our son Ellis likes his Speedgoat 4s. Thank you for your ride on B. Cleve, 11 years old.
Right on.
Well done, buddy. Thank you very much. And we're just rounding the Arc de Triomphe. Amy is still comfortable. Good. Why is it doubled up 3 hours there? It says 3 hours, 3 hours. There's our overhead view again. You can see Victoria's going at 9 kilometres an hour. A 0% incline on the treadmill. Yeah, run all day pace. That's it. Run all day pace, this is, yeah. Maybe I'd probably be going a bit slower than this if I was going to run all day. And it depends what terrain I'm on as well, of course. But yeah, 640 minutes per kilometre. That's a comfortable long run pace, isn't it? Yeah, Victoria's saying for a flat ultra marathon, she would definitely go slower than this. We haven't got camera angles on, Victoria. Do you mind if we put camera angles on, or okay? Just to give it a bit of variance on the view that we're looking at. Marcus, have you booked your ticket to Paris yet? Yeah, you must be able to claim it on work expenses, surely. Victoria didn't see me just steal a couple of Maltesers there. Can you press mix 2 again, please? John Farrell says yes, but the stealing is all recorded on camera. Right? Yeah, but I don't mind the fact that people can view in retrospect and see that I stole the Maltesers. The fact is, they're gone. There's nothing anyone can do about those Maltesers anymore. They have been eaten. So you can admonish me all you like later in the day, but the fact is they're gone. Oh right. Victoria says she's plotting retribution. Okay, Victoria is now up to 5.6 kilometres. Nearly coming up to 6 kilometres. So we're not far off halfway. Right, Victoria's brother lives in Paris, so when we try and sort out the restaurants to go to for us all to eat the night before the marathon and the day we've run the marathon in the evening, we need a restaurant that can hold between 15 and 30 of us, depending on how many there are. But I think there's at least going to be 15, if not closer to 30 people eating with us. All Zwifters. We need a restaurant that can accommodate everyone. Salvatore. Hello, Salvatore. He says, hello, Stephen and Victoria. What kind of treadmills do you two use? So we have 2 treadmills in our shed quarters. We have a Techno Gym My Run, which I regard as my treadmill, which is what Victoria is running on tonight. Can you see, Victoria, where it says overhead? The button that says overhead? Top row, about the 4th one along. That's it. So that is the Techno Gym My Run treadmill. No bells and whistles, just a very straightforward, solid treadmill. That is UK pricing. It's around about $3,500 to $3,500 UK pounds, which is probably about $5,000 US, $4,000 to $5,000 US. It'll automatically go off that. And then we also have a Noble Pro Elite 8i, which is another very decent treadmill. Not quite on the same level as the MyRun. It'll cost about $2,000 US or maybe 1,500 UK pounds. But certainly a good solid treadmill again. Just the motor isn't quite as strong as the MyRun, and they both connect direct to Zwift, so we don't need to use any foot pods at all. So that's what we've got, Salvatore. Amy says halfway. No worries, Salvatore. Anyone else who's watching, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch, I am watching the chat, so if you've got any questions, I'm not running, so I can just stand here and talk to you guys all day. So if you've got any questions you want to ask, if you're new to Zwift, if you've never seen it before, or if you're a regular and you've just got a question that's you've never had answered, I can't guarantee I'll know the answer, but fire away if you want to ask anything. Yeah, negative split for Victoria in Paris. That's what we want. Well, I reckon we might get you there. Yeah, see, that's what this stamina training is all about. There are some sneaky tunnels in the second half of the Paris Marathon, and you kind of go down into the tunnel and then you come up the other side, and they're only very short inclines. But when you're 20 miles into a marathon, they do sap your legs a little bit. So you need to have that strength in your legs, which the strength in your legs will come from these long runs, but also from the Film My Run 500 climbing that we do regularly. And you'll also build muscle strength from the interval sessions that we do. So all of the training combined is what will get you there. Just not any individual session. It's all of the sessions combined will get you the strength in your legs to get you up those little inclines, still feeling like you have some strength to carry on. Marcus says there's no better feeling than speeding up in the second half of a race and feeling strong. Absolutely. Yeah, and there's no worse feeling than getting into the second half and feeling you've got nothing left and slowing down to that death march at the end of a marathon. The last 6 miles, the last 10k, when you've just got nothing left, and you look on your Strava afterwards or whatever app you use, and you see that line, that consistent line all the way through to 20 miles, and then it just drops off, doesn't it, at the end there? We've all done it, we've all been there, and it's not what you want, and it's not ideal marathon running. And if you haven't trained properly, if you haven't put the miles in, if you haven't put the speed training in, if you haven't put the long runs in, that's what's going to happen when you get to 20 miles, or when you get to that second half of the marathon. and you've got nothing left. This is what all these long runs are about. This is what all the training is for, is to make sure that you are well trained enough that when you get to that 20 miles, you still have it in you to push on, and if not keep the same pace, even get quicker as you get to the end of the marathon. If you can do your last mile as your fastest mile in your marathon race, that is absolutely perfect. Yeah, Victoria says she gets great satisfaction in overtaking people in the second half of a marathon. It's nice, it's nice to be at mile 24 and not be toast. Right, Stephen, do you clean up your diet leading up to a race, or do you to lose a few pounds, or do you not bother? Yes, I do actually. Victoria, do you want to press mix 2 again? Yeah, I mean, if it's a race like a PB attempt, so if I'm going for a PB like I will be at Berlin, I will clean up my diet for a month beforehand, and the week beforehand I do actually, whether it makes a difference or not I don't know, but I do a little bit of a carb depletion and then a carb load. Not overload of carbs. I don't do, I don't force myself to eat tons of pasta, but I do like a 3-day carb depletion in the week before. Like 7 days before, I'll start a 3 or 4 day carb depletion, and then I'll do a little. Then I'll go back to a normal diet, let's say, for the last 3 days before the marathon. But yeah, I do. But that said, there are not very many races where I deem that to be necessary. I very rarely go all out for a big race. So it's not very often that I clean up my diet for a big race. But yes, when I am going for a PB, that's what I will do. Tina Beard says Victoria's avatar has a security detail running around her. Yeah, we're well covered with John Farrell, John Heaton, Paul Hayward, JB all running with Victoria today. Looks good. Yeah, Marcus tries to cut out the junk food in the last month or so. Yeah, basically that's it, isn't it? I mean, ideally, I'd like to cut out the junk food all the time, but I just haven't got the discipline, Marcus.
You suck!
Actually, do you know what that you did prawn salad the other day? Prawn, that was really nice, that was. 1970s prawn cocktail Victoria did the other day. It was very tasty indeed. With lamb's lettuce, apparently. Press that button again, Victoria. Yeah. Thank you. Just get me off the screen. You know I don't like the limelight. Right, 7.2 kilometres done for Victoria. We're coming up to 50 minutes run. 40 minutes left. Yeah. Keep putting my phone away and forgetting I'm supposed to be using it to message in game. Yeah, right. Marcus says, to be fair, when you are running a lot, you need the fuel. So it's tricky. Yeah, I remember seeing an interview with Johnny and Alistair Brownlee. So in the UK, they used to be top triathletes, Olympic gold medal winning triathletes from the UK. And they said, we basically don't watch our diet at all because they do so many miles swimming, cycling, running. They can eat they can eat whatever they like. It doesn't matter because they're burning so many calories each day that it doesn't matter what they eat. That might change, of course, as they get older. I think when you get old, when I was younger, I could eat what I liked, and my basic weight was 68 kilos. I was 68 kilos throughout my 20s and 30s, whatever I ate and whatever I did. Whereas once I got into my 40s, I started to creep up in weight, and I had to start watching what I was eating. That's all right. No, I think it'll be okay. Amy says, I wish I burned more calories. Amy, honestly, you run so much, you must burn loads of calories. Yeah, calories in, calories out. I know people say it's not as simple as that, but it kind of is that simple. You as long as you exercise to burn more calories than you're consuming, you will lose weight. Whether you want to lose weight or not is another matter, but yeah. So yesterday, Victoria and I went out in the morning, and we ran 26k over the trails in the morning. So what's that? 17 miles, 17 miles. And then once we'd done that, we showered, we went out, and we had the most massive brunch you've ever seen in your life. And basically, we doubled all the calories we'd burned. Wilby says, you're in your 40s? Yeah, no, I'm not in my 40s. I'm 35, Will. I'm 35 and Victoria's 27. I'm not telling you how old I am, because I like you to just imagine me the way I look, which is obviously 35. So Steve Mills says, good evening all, hope you're well. Not running tonight as I had a long run this morning. Good stuff, Steve. How far did Steve run this morning? 20-something kilometres or miles? Kilometres. Well done, Steve. Good job. Victoria has seen whatever you did on Strava anyway, and she said you did well. Or Facebook or whatever. Anyway, she saw your run this morning. Oh, right. Tina says, it's definitely that simple. Most people overestimate how many calories they're burning and underestimate how many they're eating. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, definitely. Steve Milne says, it's getting easier, so it's time to increase my distance. Yeah, just keep it easy, but increase the distance ever so slightly. Victoria says, when I'm on my third packet of crisps, in my head I've only eaten half a packet of crisps. Victoria's just hit 8 kilometres. So another half an hour should get another 4.5 kilometres in or so, 4 kilometres. So, according to the stats, you've burned 405 calories so far. The cake you had earlier was probably 500 calories. But how many calories did you burn in your Tour de Zwift Stage 8? Hello, Vidar. Vidar says, nice to see you guys streaming. He says, I've been neglecting running lately. We'll get back to it, Vidar. Come on, get back to it. Amy says, I blame being diabetic. When blood sugar is low, I need sugar. Yeah, that's true. It must be very difficult to manage that, actually. Steve Smith says, hi, everyone. I've been absent for a while. I will be back. Miss you all. Steve, no worries. We will see you soon. Just take your time and get back on there. Will B says, crisps are one of your 5 a day, so they count, surely. Oh, they don't count, surely. Yeah, 5 packets of crisps a day. That's like 5 portions of potato, isn't it? Which is a vegetable. No. See, he will be saying they do count. Potato is vegetable. Five portions of vegetables a day. 5 packets of crisps is, yeah, brilliant. John Farrell agrees. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, go on. Yeah, crisps. Crisps is definitely Victoria's downfall. Victoria doesn't mind not touching chocolate. It's when the crisps are put in front of her that's the problem, and especially when you buy those massive big bags of crisps, and also those big bags which contain 12 bags of crisps. Steve Smith says 5 times Monster Munch crisps. Yeah. Oh, I could eat bags of Monster Munch crisps, especially the pickled onion ones. Well, I don't know. Oh, Amy Green says it's biscuits for her. Vidar says, I will be back. I just have to get better after COVID. Yeah, don't come back too soon after COVID. Especially if you've got a bit of long COVID and your breathing is not so good. Just take your time to get back. Yeah, it took Victoria a while. It took me a while as well when I thought I had it a couple of years ago. John Farrell says, I was stealing my son's Pringles last night. When I went to the toilet, or when he went to the toilet, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, we did 2 live streams. Maybe it was that. Mix 2, please, Victoria. Thank you. Yeah, you see, we're getting Victoria to press the Mix 2 button quite a lot. This wouldn't normally happen because both of us would be running normally, so I would be quite happy for us both to be on camera. But yeah, I don't like it when I'm just standing here and I'm on camera. Oh, yeah, when he went to the toilet. Okay, yeah. If you find your heart rate is rising, then just slow it down a little bit. Hang on a minute. Has John Heaton said that, or you've said that? Right, Paul Hayward has said the resealable lid on Pringles is pointless. But then was it you that has said, I didn't even realise there was a resealable lid? I thought once you've opened them, you just have to eat them. That's Victoria's attitude. She didn't even know there was a resealable lid. Vida says, how long did it take you guys to get back from COVID? I got it yesterday and been in bed all day. So Victoria was wiped out for 3 weeks. Yeah, but you weren't ill for that long. Hang on. Let me give.
Hello. So I was wiped out for 2 weeks. Then I had to have a 3rd week off work. And I had to gradually build up my stamina. So my GP said that I had to walk a little bit further up the road each day, and I was literally having to stop, rest after about 100 metres and then go on a little bit more. And I didn't run for 4 weeks, and then I just had to slowly build up my strength. Just when you do start up, make sure your heart rate is under control. Keep your pace steady. And don't go too far to start with. It really does have an impact on your body, or it can do. I know some people aren't affected at all by COVID. But I was told that 12 weeks is the benchmark for full recovery. So good luck, and I hope you're better soon.
Just typing in game, bear with me. William, hello, William. William Libari. He reckons we're great. Thank you very much. I tell you what, Maltesers are great. I'm just going to have a couple more. Did you notice Victoria's heart rate went up then when I started stealing the Maltesers again? It's only going up a bit though. Victoria's saying her heart rate is going up. But you're still in zone 1 most of the time. And you're just touching zone 2 occasionally. So this is very comfortable for you. Less than 20 minutes to go now. Yeah, 17 minutes left. Oh, Tina says frozen Maltesers are the best. The middle melts before the chocolate does. Interesting. I have to try that. What about frozen Maltesers with Marmite? Do you reckon that'd be any good? Victoria's nearly at 10k, about 400 metres to go before she hits 10k. So I reckon we'll get another couple of kilometres in at least for the end. If you've not long joined us, I'm not running because I've got a race tomorrow. So I've done lots of kilometres this week. So I'm not doing anything today, and I've got another 45 tomorrow. You did 3 runs yesterday. Oh yes, we did do 3. We did 3 runs yesterday. Amy says, I've never tried freezing them, but that sounds like Amy's going to give it a go as well. So we're going to try freezing our Maltesers. Oh yeah, we need to go and buy some more. We've nearly eaten all these ones. Tina is not impressed with the idea of Marmite on frozen Maltesers. No, neither are we, to be fair. Marcus is going to come over to Scotland. He's going to be in St Andrews in March. I was hoping to find a nearby mountain or great trail to run. Well, I don't know that area very well, Marcus, so I can't suggest anything off the top of my head. I mean, I can certainly look on a map, but I guess you can do that as well. But, I mean, if I recognise anywhere, I'll be able to tell you whether it's any good or not. Right, Paul Hayward says, I've not seen frozen Maltesers. Where do you buy them from, Tina? Steve Milne says, good luck with the race tomorrow. Christoph says, why is Victoria wearing her watch upside down, Stephen? Is it a better HR reading? Yes, exactly that, Christoph. Exactly that. So normally you would wear your watch on the upper side of your left wrist. Or most people, you would wear your watch on the upper side of your left wrist. We have found that, optical heart rate is not always the greatest. But we've found that if you wear it on the underside of your right wrist, so the opposite wrist that you normally wear it, on the underside, you definitely get a better heart rate reading, a more accurate heart rate reading. It's never going to be quite as accurate as what you get from your chest, a chest strap. But it's still a lot better than where you normally would wear it. Why that is, I don't know. It's just through our experience, that's what we've come to realise. Victoria, we don't like... I mean, I don't really like wearing a chest strap. But the Garmin HRM Pro that I have is a lot more comfortable than previous chest straps I've worn. And Victoria's the same. She gets bad chafing on the chest where the chest strap sits, so it can be quite uncomfortable, but the Garmin HRM Pro that I've got is very comfortable and I don't get any chafing from it. Yeah, Christoph, try it out and see if it works. I mean, it may not work for you, but just try it and see if you get a better reading than normal. Yeah. I don't know if anyone knows that you can now get your parkrun barcode on your Garmin watch fully scannable. I've tested it and it works, says Tina. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, you can do it a number of ways. There is an app that you can get to download, which you can put your barcode on your watch, or you can simply take a photograph of your barcode and put the photograph on your watch as well. Okay, 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes to go of our Paris Marathon long run training. Okay. Victoria's heart rate's gone up to 123, but that's because she's stuffing her face with Maltesers, so she's fine. Paul Hayward says this has gone very fast. It actually has gone quite quickly, even though I'm not running. It does seem like it has gone fairly quickly. Yeah. Yeah, Victoria's saying if she was doing this on her own, it would definitely have kind of dragged a bit more. But because we're running with other people, and I think because we're streaming as well and chatting to you guys, it does make the time go a bit quicker. Yeah, Amy says she couldn't have done this on her own. I mean, I think you could have done it on your own. It would have just been slightly less interesting. Marcus is saying this has flown by, but I'm not. You should be running, Marcus, not flying. Flying is not going to help you run a marathon. Marcus, Victoria wants to know what your next event is. Have you got any races lined up? What's your next like proper race that you're doing? Okay, right. Marcus says, "I'm sorry, I'll slow down. You know me. It's hard to control myself." Yeah, John Farrell would have been watching the telly, so better to be out here doing this. Victoria would have been eating crisps, but to be fair, we may well go and eat crisps now. Oh, haven't we? Okay, we haven't got any apparently. Yeah, a short trip to the shop. That's the good thing about living in the UK. You're never too far away from a shop. Our nearest store, Marcus, is about 100 metres down the road. We can go and buy anything there. We do not need to get into a car to go and buy anything. Right, Marcus is doing the Newport News Marathon in March, Boston Marathon in April, and maybe Paris as well. But that is my wife's birthday. Well, what? Hang on a minute. That's perfect. A trip to Paris for your wife's birthday. I mean, killing two birds with one stone. Come on, that's absolutely perfect. That is a no-brainer, Marcus. A trip to Paris for your wife's birthday. I mean, obviously you need to bring your wife with you. Not you just going to Paris for your wife. Although, having said that, she may think that's a bonus if he goes to Paris and just leaves her alone for 5 minutes. Maybe not. Yeah. So bring your wife to Paris, Marcus. She'll love that, won't she? Surely. I know, I don't remember that. I don't remember it. Tina says, I'm thinner since I've moved to the country. No shops within walking distance. Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's the way to lose weight, isn't it? Move to an area where you have to get in the car to drive to the shops. Because you just couldn't be bothered, could you? Vidar says, do you have snow where you live? No. In fact, today has literally been quite sunny. Bit windy, but no, we haven't had any snow, and we don't tend to get a lot of snow down here where we live. It does tend to be maybe 1 or 2 days a year that we have a sprinkling of snow. I can't remember the last time we had really heavy snow here. I literally can't remember when it was. Right, John Farrell doesn't need to drive or walk to the shops because he has his food delivered to him. Marcus says, I'll just need to find childcare. We'll call the grandparents. Good idea. Leave the kids with the grandparents for 4 or 5 days and fly over to Paris. Daniel says, decent distance to run and buy candy. 10k to the nearest shop. Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. Run 10k and then run 10k back. That's 20 as a half marathon. So I think you deserve some sweets if you run a half marathon to the shop and back. You see, that's living in Sweden for you. 10k to the nearest shop. Or is it 5k to the nearest shop and then 5k back? When Victoria was growing up, she lived on a farm in the middle of nowhere, and it was 5k for her to the nearest shop. Do you want to press that button again? Yeah, thank you. Okay, only 4 minutes to go now in the Paris Marathon training long run session, Saturday evening or Saturday afternoon if you're in the States. Thank you for joining Yoko and Marcus. Thanks John Farrell and Paul Hayward and Amy. Oh yeah, no, I'm just going to go through and drop a ride on everyone from Victoria. I've given myself a ride on. Yeah, so for Daniel, it is 20k total. So 10k there and 10k back to go to his nearest shop. Marcus, how far is it to your nearest shop that you can buy things like bread and milk? Right, well done, everyone. I know, Tina. Right, yeah. I explained this at the beginning. We have utilised a bug in the Noble Pro treadmill, because when I start the treadmill and link it to Zwift, it automatically fires up to 7.6 kilometers per hour, whether you're running or not. That's a little bug, and Marcus knows about it already. Not Marcus. Who am I talking about? Stefan at Noble Pro does know about this bug already. But I've utilised that to be in the run today. I am going to delete the run, by the way. It's not gonna go on my my Strava or my Zwift account. So don't panic that I'm adding miles that I haven't actually run. It will be deleted. I promise you. Right, I've just tried to drop a load of ride-ons on everyone, and I've failed miserably. Right, there's Amy. There's Victoria. So Victoria's going to get just about to 12k. Vidar says, does Zwift have any new fun stuff for runners in the next few months? I'm afraid not, no. Well, the next thing that's happening on Zwift is the home screen is changing. So you know when you log on to Zwift, and basically in the past you've just been presented with the pairing screen. That's no longer going to be the case. So soon you're going to be presented with a brand new home screen. But it's rolling out very slowly. PC users will get it first. And then it will roll out to iOS users after that. Steve Milne says, I said the Noble Pro did the 7.6 kilometers per hour thing, didn't I? I thought it was just me. No, it's not just you, Steve. It's everyone. And apparently it's something to do with the way Zwift talks to the Noble Pro treadmill. But Stefan is aware of it, and they are trying to get it sorted out. Will B says, well done to everyone. Physio on Monday. Hopefully get running with you guys soon. Thanks, Will. 5 seconds, just coming to the end. Well done, everyone. Fantastic running. Yeah, all done. 12 kilometres done for Victoria. So I should fly past everyone in a minute at my 7.6 kilometres per hour. All right, apparently, Tina Beard says the Noble Pro 8.0 doesn't do that. It's only the 8i, apparently. Clive Finnemore, see you next week. Yeah, have a good evening all, he says. Thank you very much. So yeah, that's it for the Paris Marathon long run training. We will be back on Monday, so nothing tomorrow from us here on Zwift. Hang on a second.
Thanks all for helping to motivate me tonight. I appreciate it. Well done all.
Right, Victoria, you can end the stream. So if you press the right-hand arrow button, keep right to there. Hold on a second. I tell you what, no, go back a second. Go that way, and one more that way, and press the one that says end. Button that says end. Right, there you go. Now move the arrow back again and again. Right, that red button there. Yeah, here you go.
What am I doing? Good night and goodbye. See you soon.